everyone. I'm Katie Darrell, and today we are at home and social with Linda Perry. Linda, 15 years since you gave us your very own personal recorded music. What the hell and why?
It's been longer than that. It's been over 15 years. Yeah, I didn't release anything 15 years ago. But yeah, it's probably over 20 years. Well, the reason why was because, first of all, hi, thanks for having me on the show. It's been a while because I'm just not an artist. I've been producing and writing for other people, and now I'm scoring films. And I scored this film, Kid 90, directed by Soleil Moon Frye. It's a documentary about her, basically it's a, coming of age story. And Soleil had captured all this footage of her and her friends at early age via camcorder. And so she, has hours and hours of footage, and it's amazing. It's, I can't believe it. I'm actually envious because there's so many moments where I've wished that I could remember somebody.
Yeah.
And I remember what they look like, what we did, and you don't have those. I don't have that memory, but Soleil goes, "Oh, I have those memories, and I have them all recorded." So, anyways, I scored the film, and then at the end of the film, there's this moment where, of course, Soleil, 16-year-old Soleil, wrote her older self a letter about hoping that she was okay. You finding love? What have you done? Have you made mistakes? And, hope you're happy. And so I basically wrote a song based on that letter. That's why it's called The Letter. And then I released it to support the score and the film.
Backing up. Yes, when I did mention it's been over 15 years since you released your own music. And in fact, you're right. You've done so much in that time with writing and working with other artists. I mean, all the one name, icons of the last, 2 decades, everyone from, Pink to Christina to Adele even. So when you were writing the song The Letter for this documentary, why did you choose to use your own voice and you sing it? Why was it time for you to release this music as opposed to curating it to someone else?
Didn't make sense to have somebody else sing this. It was a personal experience. I was the composer of everything. The thing is, there's a lot of heartache and a lot of headache going after artists. So there's no point. Why go after somebody big for them to slow down the process to ask for, ridiculous amount of money or whatever. It's like it wasn't like that. We weren't looking to, ride the coattails of some famous, celebrity artist. It was more about just putting out the score to support the film, but in an organic way. I mean, the film is so beautiful and organic, and it didn't make sense. Like, I'm the storyteller here. Yeah. I wrote the song. My voice is on here. We're in a pandemic. Who am I going to get to sing this way? Then you have to think about that. It's like the emotional part of it. Who's going to be as emotional as I am? It's about the score. It's about supporting the film, not about the voice behind it.
You mentioned how envious you were of Soleil having all this footage from the 90s to kind of back up the memories or lack of some of the memories that are in her head, because it's hard to retain all that stuff. Having seen that now and seeing how beautiful it is to have those memories, have you started to record more video within your regular day-to-day life to help, your memories for in the future?
No.
No. So you didn't learn a lesson. Like, you wish you had these things
that's not learning a lesson. That's somebody else's choice that she naturally, instinctively did. I mean, I want to be able to do things that are instinctive and natural and organic. To me, it's not organic to me to sit around and film myself. Like, that's not who I am. So I'm not about to follow someone else's footsteps. Like, I have my own path, and there's plenty of stuff that's filmed of me that happens on an organic nature. I don't need to sit here and document my life story, but I will start. There's other things I'm doing for my son, documenting other things, talking to him, when I'm no longer here, and there's something he can look back on. I mean, I'm definitely going to keep, a little diary that I'm starting for him.
Words of wisdom, is that what you're saying? Like kind of little memoirs and notes and anecdotes that he could learn and live by?
I don't know. I just kind of started doing it, and I don't know. Again, I don't really walk that walk. I don't sit here and go, okay, I'm going to, do this now. I mean, it just all has to happen naturally. So, I don't know what we're talking about. I'm ad-libbing my whole entire existence. There's nothing really truly planned. I'm just going the path that feel like I'm supposed to be on, and I say the things that I feel like I'm supposed to say, and I feel the way I feel like I'm supposed to feel. And that's it.
For those of you just joining us, I'm speaking with Linda Perry, the iconic singer, songwriter, producer, artist. And right now you're in a really great genre. You're working with scoring films. We just spoke about the Hulu hit Kid 90. Tell me about your work with Sean Penn's documentary.
So that is called Citizen Penn. And it's all about when Sean Penn and Core Response went to Haiti after the earthquake. And it's an incredibly powerful film. It's inspirational. It's sad. It's really deep. It's intense because, you're talking about kids, that were buried under rubble, that they couldn't get out. You're talking about so many people that lost their lives, so many people that lost what little they did have, and rebuilding it. And Core Response was the first ones down there helping. And it's really an incredible journey watching what Sean Penn and his organization did there. And so I just created this really, cool score that supported the actions of the film. And then I felt like the end title needed somebody besides me. And so I reached out to Bono and his team and asked if he would sing the end title song. And so it ended up being him and I writing the end title and him singing. And so that would be a case where, to me, that was important to have this message spoken a lot louder, because it's such an amazing cause and a film. Not that Soleil's wasn't. It's just different.
Absolutely. So when you reach out to someone like, let's say, Bono, is this a cold call, or have you had professional experiences with Bono in the past?
No, I reached out to his manager and they laughed at me for how ballsy I was. I was like, hey, I got this song, I really want Bono to sing. He's my number one choice, and literally laughing at me and going, I have to hand it to you. You think it's that easy just to call me up and say, I want Bono on a song? I'm like, well, listen, dude, I'm starting at the top. I want Bono. I'm going to ask for Bono first. And then if you say no, I'll work my way down. Who's on your next list? I don't know. I'm not prepared to, get a no from Bono right now. And so he was like, laughing, and he's like, you know what, send me the song. And I sent him the song, and then he texted me back and he's like, well, this is actually a really great song, and because I'm totally, I'm into just your whole approach, I'm going to actually send this over to him. And then I get a email like 11 o'clock at night, maybe a couple weeks later, and I'm thinking, I know it's his management, they're just going to say no. So I'm just reading it, and it's not hitting me because something distracting is happening. I'm seeing this file in the email, and I'm like, trying to read the email, but I can't take in any of the words because I'm going to go push on this file. I push on the file, and there's friggin' Bono singing the song. And I was like, holy shit, and I actually drove to my best friend's house honking, Auden, come out of here. It's Bono singing my song. And it was like, it was the best day ever. And yeah, then he ended up coming here, standing right over here. And he sang the song. He wrote the lyrics out and just sang the song. And there it was, done.
So obviously when you clicked on the file and you heard Bono singing your song, you obviously geeked out, went over to your friend's house with excitement. did you play it cool when Bono was in the studio, or did you have that moment where you had to keep telling yourself, like pinching yourself, that Bono's in there, and actually now it's happening, like you've hit the record button?
Oh no, I mean, I wasn't geeking out, but I mean, I don't really
Oh, come
truly geek out, but
on.
I was like, I told him, I'm like, you don't even understand. This is like massive. And the thing that's really important about it is that there's no woman, that has produced Bono. So I didn't only just write the song, I produced it. And that is a huge win for a lack of female producers in the world right now. And so this is, to me, that was the true win. Was, okay, yes, Linda Perry wrote a song with Bono, but Linda Perry, one of very few female producers, produced Bono. And that's a big deal. That's big, because women don't get those opportunities that much, so this was a huge win. And I'm so thankful. His team, Nadine and Jennifer over at Maverick, and Guy, like, they have been so sweet and so supportive. And I don't take this stuff lightly, but listen, I'm not, I don't easily get intimidated by people. So I do have a certain way about me, but to my friend, yeah, of course, it wasn't even really geeking out. It was just more like, oh my God. And then I told Bono,
Celebratory, let's call
yeah,
it.
exactly. It's very and when he was here, I was just like, this is awesome. I didn't, I just went to the top. I didn't know I was actually going to get it. And then he was cool, and he was like, you're one of the best. And he was so complimentary, and enjoyed working with me, and he's like, you just tell me what to do. I'm ready for you to beat me up. I'm like, well, I'm going to, because I want people to hear a Bono they haven't heard, so it was really great.
Composing and, doing scores for documentaries and movies is different, obviously, than working on just an album for yourself or working with an individual artist. Tell me about some of the inspirations and what you draw from, and what movie soundtracks have, gotten into your blood and your DNA and, made you be better at your job.
Well, nothing is going to make me better, because, I wasn't really listening. I love music. Mm-hmm. Scoring made sense to me, because I'm so visual when I do write songs. It was going to be where I was going to jump. I've basically have reinvented myself in this business so many times. This was obviously the next chapter for me. So I wanted to be here, and that's where I'm at. And so now I listen to scores like The Joker, where Hildur, I mean, it's such a beautiful score, because she did something that a lot of, scores don't do. And she made the transformation. She created the transformation songs. Like when the Joker started transforming, so did the music. And she created this very dark theme that just he had, throughout the whole film. It was so beautifully done and so simple at the same time. And then, as far as soundtracks, Garden State is what a great soundtrack. So you have to understand, soundtrack and score are two different things.
Sure.
Hildur did a score that's writing original music underneath the dialogue. And she became another character. Like her cello was another character part of the film, where, Zach Braff created this incredible soundtrack with all these great bands that really supported that film. And Harold and Maude, Cat Stevens, amazing. I mean, that is an incredible score soundtrack. So, and then, you hear Scarface and those kind of films. And just recently, No Man's Land, I thought the score was beautiful, and that, again, so simple. And, Atticus Ross and Trent Reznor in Social Network. I mean, really, really simple, but creative. And so those are the kind of things that that inspire me, is when I hear people really understand and embrace what they're actually doing. And I hear so many scores where you can hear the ego of the composer, where they weren't even really creating for the film, they are creating for themselves. And those stand out to me. You know why they stand out and why I know is because they stand out when I'm watching the film.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden the music is standing out. It's like the music's not supposed to stand out. It's supposed to support and help you with the emotional transitions that we're supposed to have. You know, it's a kind of a silent narration that's taking an underscore, you know, and sitting there and making you feel differently. You know, I was watching Normal People. It's on Hulu, and
I love that show.
Yeah, isn't it beautiful?
Oh, it's so good. I was upset.
The score.
I would look at my watch and be like, I can't believe I have to go to bed because I have to work tomorrow, but I need to watch another episode.
Yeah, but that film, and you know, it looks like a film to me, but that show, if you guys haven't watched it, it's Normal People on Hulu, but the score is beautifully done too. Again, very simple, and it's shot so beautifully, and the characters are great, the story is great, and you're just like, during the whole time, you're just like in this constant anticipation because of the dilemma and emotional experiences that both characters are going through. So anyways, I think those are very inspirational scores because of how they're interacting with the film.
Let's talk about one of the albums that you just produced recently and is about to hit the market with your new talent, Willa. Tell me about this album.
Yeah, Willa Mai, she's just turned 17. Her and I met when she was 12 and a half, almost 13. And I just kind of started mentoring her. I just love this kid. She's got such a great voice, and she writes incredible songs and has really interesting melodies. And so I just kind of mentored her. I manage her. I started managing her about a couple of years ago. I didn't even manage. I was just mentoring her. And then all of a sudden it was just like, well, maybe I should be managing you. And we recorded an album, and we've been releasing songs. She released her first song called Unorganized Crime. She also, you know, she did a duet with Dolly Parton on the Dumplin' album where she sang Here You Come Again. And she got on stage with Brandi Carlile. She's like had incredible opportunities. And, you know, it's very hard to break a kid right now, a new artist, especially in pandemic. So, you know, we released a song, Unorganized Crime. We just released a song called Not a Soldier that is so good. And we're about to release her album, I Can Sleep Whenever I Want. I Can Go to Sleep Whenever. I think that's when it is. I Can Go to Sleep Whenever. Right, Brad? I think that's what it's called. It was I Can Go to Sleep Whenever I Want. But now it's I Can Go to Sleep Whenever. And it's a great album. It's really, really good. She's so talented, this kid, and she just turned 17. So that's what I'm working on. Besides, you know, doing the scoring and doing all this other stuff, Willa is a really big priority to me because I just believe in her so much, and I have to believe that I'm going to break this kid somehow, some way.
All right, before I let you go, I cannot skip the conversation, the question about Four Non-Blondes. Bigger, Better, Faster, More was released around 1992. So we're about to be coming up to a 30th anniversary. Will the fans see something special to celebrate that?
Well, first, thank you. I have no idea that the anniversary is coming up. So let me write that down. Four Non-Blondes anniversary. Wasn't planning on it, but hey, who knows? Maybe you just planted something in my head. Who knows now? I have no idea. But no,
we need a deluxe vinyl. We need a reunion, and
that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. But maybe I will do something, you know. But I don't. Yeah, me and the band, we don't talk, and I don't even like the album, so therefore I won't put together a deluxe album, you know, for it or re-release it in some way because. I mean, they can. I mean, I'm not going to.
Did you always not like the album, or is it something that's happened over years?
No, you know, it's just one of those sad situations where, you know, I just don't think the album is good, you know, and not because we didn't do our job, but I just think we were badly produced. And, you know, and that happens. And the album didn't really do that much on its own. It was the song that carried. And back then, you had to buy the album to get the song. There's no streaming, otherwise the album would have never sold. The song would have sold. The song ended up, surviving because I reproduced that song, and I would not allow.
It just surpassed like 40 million streams, right?
1 billion. 40 million streams. Oh no, it's 1 billion on YouTube. I don't know what it's hit, but I don't know. That's not honestly, that's 40 million streams isn't really anything. It believe it or not, it's crazy, but it's not
but that 1 billion, I was watching the video today and I looked at the number and I was like, wait, hold on. I'm like counting 0 placements.
Yeah. But yeah, it's great. It's an awesome song. I'm so thankful that I got to write it, but unfortunately I just don't feel the same about the album. I just think it was badly produced, and it's hard on my ears because from that, I really became a producer, because that's the first time I really, I was very green in the studio. I didn't know what anything did, but he was so unsupportive of trying to give me any education that after that album, all I did was start absorbing as much information I could about recording, being in the studio, sound, what this does, what that does, what compressors, what are mics, all of that, what board to get, what kind of microphones do I want to use for my drums, how to mic drums, all of it. I just started soaking up the information. So that I'm thankful for that. He was such a bad producer that he forced me to go out there
to be a great producer,
which I am, and it's not that David's a bad guy. He just wasn't the right guy. And I didn't want him as the producer. I got outvoted,
I feel like we have some good anecdotes here that we should we'll Dropbox these to you for the memoir video for your son, because I think we're learning that take the bad experiences and grow from them. That's a good one. And when in doubt, always ask for Bono.
Yeah. Yeah.
Linda, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate your time. Nice to meet you. Stay safe.
Thank you. Bye.
Hey there. Thanks for watching Access TV. Subscribe, follow, like, and do all the good stuff. And make sure you leave a comment below. I don't know, just let us know what your favorite Access TV show is, or who your favorite bands are, and what artists you're into, or just say hi, man. I'd like to be told hi. We love hearing from you. That's the point, all right? Keep it coming.